Hey everyone, it's Mark here from cloudbyte.co.uk and I'm here today with another review of a keyboard for you. This time it's the gaming keyboard, the Razer Arctosa. Oh yes, and this, by the way, is the black on black edition. There is another edition called, I believe it's the silver on black edition as well. And I'll explain the difference shortly. Okay, so if you are looking at this keyboard right now, you may notice something a little odd. You may not be able to see any keys, or you can see the keys but none of the letters that are on the keyboard. I will try and zoom in for you so that you can actually see very faintly the letters are written on the keyboard, but they are in black, and that's why it's called the black on black edition. This is for the gamer who is a pro. That's the only way I could seem to think of this as this keyboard, because I must say I found it rather difficult to use. I can like touch type, but sometimes it's just when I'm playing and playing a game or something, I need to be able to see these keys over here because I tend to customize these keys mainly for me, or these, and I'm not great at knowing where these are. So personally, for me, I need the letters written on. But if you're the sort of person who is pretty pro at knowing exactly where your hands are, and you know you're one of those gamers that game with the keyboard rather than the mouse. I know, like in some like MMOs, most gamers game with the keyboard. The pros game with the keyboard. Then I'm not saying you're a complete novice if you don't, but yeah, some of them could just go stand there and be tapping around on the keyboard. So if you're that sort of person that never looks at the keyboard, this might be for you, because one of the benefits without these little keys is the sleek, beautifully sleek design. You can see there that it's pretty gorgeous how it looks, and it really does makes it look. I don't know. There's something about it somehow that it just looks sleeker just because there is no key markings on the keys. So let's get into the features of this keyboard. It's not one of the most feature-packed keyboards that I've seen, but that is shown in the price. The price is around £30, I think, about $50. So yeah, you can pick this up nice and cheap for a gaming keyboard as well. But it does have some cool features. So okay, so up in this top section here, these are sort of touch sensitive buttons. You can actually feel the buttons underneath, but they're not big keys. And these are your media keys up in the top corner here, and do all your all your play, your pause, you know the usual stuff, your volume and things like that. Typical Razer here, you've got a 1 millisecond response time on this keyboard, which is unbelievable. That is really quick. So yeah, you're getting really quick. So if you are the sort of person that is perhaps using a normal keyboard for gaming, you're noticing a little lag or something in between clicking the keys. It's because it's not designed to be like for gamers. You want to check this out because you can really tap away on this keyboard, and it understands everything that you're saying, which is great. There are also 10 customizable profiles that you can do all on the fly. I'm going to show the software quickly in a minute. But yeah, on the fly, you can quickly change between your profiles. And so you can have different profiles for perhaps different games. So you can have one for like World of Warcraft, one for Call of Duty, one for Battlefield 3, one for Arma 2, one for, I don't know, DayZ, I don't know. All these different games, you could have 10. Okay, so you can have a good amount of programmed keys ready for when you're gaming. The next really cool feature is the WASD cluster anti-ghosting. Now, a lot of people always ask me in the comments of whenever I've done a keyboard review, has it got anti-ghosting? Has it got anti-ghosting? And some have, but a lot of them haven't. Some of the keyboards that I've done in the past, or at least there's no mention that they have anti-ghosting, and I would have thought they would mention it. So yeah, in this WASD cluster, i.e. the keys around the WASD keys, there is anti-ghosting. If you're not too sure what anti-ghosting is, basically it allows you to click multiple keys at once. What tends to happen with keyboards without it is if you say click the W, the A and the S all at the same time, your character would sort of go, it wouldn't understand all those. It would understand the first key that you clicked, and the rest it just ignores. Whereas with this keyboard, it would remember all those three. Okay, next up we've got the fully programmable keys. Yes, like I said before, you can create all these different macros. A macro is something that you can like chain events off one key in particular. So the best example that I can always give it is with World of Warcraft, because I know that's heavily macroable. Is that a word? You can create a lot of macros in World of Warcraft, basically. So you could click one button, it'll do the first spell, the next spell, the third spell, the fourth spell. You can make it so that you can fly, unfly, and all these different things. You could speak as you're doing things as well, and that's what a macro does. So you can create loads of different ones, and it's pretty good for that. And finally, a feature that tends to be missing actually with a lot of keyboards is a detachable wrist rest. Okay, so let's just have a really quick look at the software. Okay, so here's the software for the Razer Arctosa. You can get this from the Razer website, really simple. Just download it and install it. It works on Windows XP 7, Vista, and Windows 8. No Mac compatibility with the software, I'm afraid. The keyboard will work in the Mac, but you can't do any of the macro stuff for it, I'm afraid. Anyway, moving on to the media options here. These are for your media keys at the top. You can use Windows Media Player, iTunes, Real Player, or Winamp. So you've got a good selection there. And as you can see, I can click all these, all the different buttons. So if you want to apply the macros that I was on about earlier, let's apply one to delete. So we can click that, and you can see this menu pops up down the bottom. What you can do here is you can do some basic commands that are already built in, launch some programs, or add some additional commands, parameters and stuff. But what we can do is we can record our own macro. So let's do one here. I always do one as a test one, which is Control S, which of course will save something. So you can see that's there, and you can see the delay in time that it took for me to do it. So you can see when I say that there's like a 1 millisecond delay in the keyboard. The delay here was actually me, so holding the key down for so long. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You can remove all this, by the way, so I can delete that really long delay. I can also tweak all the delays here with different times as well, which is good. Oh, I need to click stop. There we go. So yeah, or you can also just completely ignore the delays. Why would you add a delay? Because some games will need a delay. I know World of Warcraft always needed a delay in between the commands to make sure that you couldn't do too much in one go, I assume. You've also can tweak a mouse setting here if you've got a Razer mouse as well. So yeah, it's really simple to do. Just to show you as well, these are all the profiles you can have. Remember I said there was 10. You can have them auto switching as well, so you can pick a particular game or program, any exe file, which is a program file, and it will automatically, when it detects that file is running, it will switch over to that profile, which is great. Okay guys, so overall this is an absolutely fantastic keyboard from Razer. It's the Razer Arctosa. I'm really impressed with it. The only downside for me, personally, is the black on black edition. I don't particularly like not being able to read keys. But if that's something you're after, that's the whole point in this keyboard. You wouldn't get it if that wasn't what you wanted. If you like the look of this keyboard but want the keys so that you can see, that's the silver on black edition. The keys are beautifully done, and you can really see the detail in the lettering even on this keyboard. But the silver one will make it so that you can actually see what you're looking at, which is great as well. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Remember to thumbs up this video if it's helped you out. I'm always happy to help you out in the comments as well, so if you've got questions, not necessarily just about this keyboard or about some advice or anything like that, feel free to ask me. And also check out my channel. I've got lots more keyboard reviews, headset reviews, might have a couple of mice reviews as well. I'm not 100% sure. Go and check it out anyway. You'll probably find something else to watch. And I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.